Pisces, welcome to your end of November 2024 General Tarot Update. It's Raina here. Okay. Oh, you got some neat cards. Okay. Well, the heart of the matter is the Eight of Wands. So it's like all systems are go. It's go time, Pisces. And I'm trying to think of like any transits that have... Well, I'm recording this on the full moon in Taurus, and that is falling in your third house of communication. So Eight of Wands can be back and forth. But I always get this feeling of like stagnation before this happens. So I would even say, since this is for the last half of the month, could be like when the sun... Oh yeah, definitely. Definitely when the sun goes into Sagittarius. The reason I say that is because Sag is your 10th house of career. And Wands are connected to career matters. So we have a new moon in Sagittarius on the 1st of December too. So it's right after the time frame for this reading. So the real, I don't know if I call it concern, but thing to keep in mind is, are you prepared for a potential increase in activity around you? Or have you kind of gone into a state of inertia? Because you're going to have your wits about you in the second half of November. In the past position, we have the Nine of Swords. This is a card of anxiety. So if this was a work-related thing, if you're in between jobs, you may have felt like, when am I going to get another job? How am I going to make this happen? So your prayers may be answered in the next couple of weeks if you have been looking for work. But in any case, it does seem to point to energy speeding up, being more, so in other words, manifestations can speed up. The higher message, and this is reversed, so I'm just holding it upright, is the Six of Swords reversed. In the upright position, it is leaving behind the chaos or the drama and choosing peace. When it's reversed, you have a refusal to move on from something. And there may be extenuating circumstances, but for Pisces, being a water sign, it could simply be that your emotions are engaged and it's really hard for you to think about moving on from something. But there is a lot of forward-moving energy, so perhaps that will override everything. What crosses you is the Judgment card. So, for instance, if you are going through a divorce, there may be some things that are going on that feel unfair. So it could be like child custody battles, or not custody, but like child support, or maybe it has to do with who gets what. But I want you to be more appreciative of the Eight of Wands than worrying about the Judgment card, because maybe it may feel unfair to you for some reason, whatever you're dealing with, but there are good things on the horizon. So it's kind of like when somebody gets fired or laid off. and they happen to go into some sort of store, and they see that the store that they would, they frequent anyway because they just like what it stands for, what they're selling, they have a vacancy. And that person may jump at the chance of being able to do that. I'm talking about you, if you've been experiencing a lot of blockages, delays, and this is something that really appeals to you, you may go for it. An angle I didn't mention, though, is like the Eight of Wands could be this whirlwind, hot and heavy romance, if you will. Actually, come to think of it, that might not be so far-fetched, because you had Mars in the 5th house, which can be kind of like this. I'm going to just keep it real. It's a house of love and creativity, but it can be recreational sex. And Mars is the sex drive. So I would say it's more of a fling, not necessarily a romance in the classic sense of the word, but some kind of dalliance. And not saying and so it's going so fast. And with the Eight of Wands, it may be going a little bit too fast for comfort. And if you are coming off of, let's say, a marriage or something like that, the Six of Swords reverse could be like jumping from the frying pan into the fire. It's like you just got out of some other treacherous situation, and now you're dealing with this. And so this card could be a lack of judgment for some people. Because they're, sometimes people just think if they keep themselves busy and distracted. Like the Eight of Wands can be like, oh, I have all these balls in the air. But the thing is that it can't really... Pisces is a very idealistic sign. And you may not realize on a conscious level that you're dealing with someone, maybe they are problematic and you wouldn't know. Because the Nine of Swords is anxiety. So something is causing that anxiety. What's coming in is a Temperance card. This is a card of as above, so below. This is a card of balance, balancing the spiritual and the material. I would add balancing common sense with your spiritual compassion. If you have met somebody and you're feeling anxiety because, like, all of a sudden that you didn't have before, it could be absorbing the energy of someone who is not at peace with themselves. And you may think it's you. You may think that you're the one who isn't at peace. But really, you're just like this natural empath. And you tend to, have that happen. And that's why you have to choose your company very wisely, Pisces, because you're very susceptible to other people's moods that can adversely affect you. The outcome is the Eight of Pentacles. So if this is work-related, this is a good money card. And I also feel like, this is an 8 universal year. So that may be just enhancing this idea of like, this is a time where personal wealth can be more easily manifested. It just indicates a need to bring your A game to a situation. Same thing applies to anything like when it comes to love. There's like an intentionality with this card. It's like the person is really taking the time to do something the right way. They're not like kind of just being sloppy about it. And that's very important. So anyway, I'm going to leave it there. This is like I said, I think I said it's a great money card. So if that has been something that you have been concerned about, this could be a time when it's easier for you to manifest. That's what I have for you. If you would like a private reading, the link is below. Take care. Bye.